So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are, of course, in Game 2 of the best of 5. Top lane at the moment, S4 and Jarex. Having a look at Arteezy. They're going to be doing their best to harass him back out. Lane-wise, we've got Zai on the support Wyvern. Crit as well, making the pulls on the Rubik. The mid lane matchup, Sumail, Ember Spirit up against Anna's Shadow Fiend. Sumail actually getting in close and personal, and well, fairy fire, boys. Anna, can he juke this one out long enough? No, he can't. He's out. Sumail, he'll pay with his life here, but he's going to be more than happy with that one. Picking up first blood in the solo 1v1 in the mid lane. At the same time, S4 actually dying on the top lane as Zai, Crit, and Arteezy made a movement in. So EG getting first blood and also getting a second kill up top.
Yeah, already some changes from last game. Last game, well, the initial game, SF was having a bit of a better time against the Ember Spirit, but Sumail getting very aggressive early on. Even didn't lose any money from dying. He bought his boots, TP'd back in, and Anna is going to have his work cut out for him, matching up against this Ember Spirit. Now there's a first blood, not just a first blood, but a smoke rotation coming towards his mid lane.
EG playing super aggressive. Crit has a DD as well here. Anna in a lot of trouble if Crit can find the vision to get the telekinesis, and indeed he can, dragging him back. EG pick up a second kill, 2.5 minutes in. Anna getting taken down in the mid lane.
Well, I guess the saving grace, you have got that no-tell Brewmaster farming away, much like he was in the previous game. Universe getting a bit more out of this lane, though. He's already level 3.5 and opting to deny a decent chunk of the experience from no-tell as well, using that conversion pretty actively. Yet to see what OG's move is going to be. It's probably going to try and get, like, I mean, Jarex is now level 2.5, get him level 3, maybe level 4. He's going to start rotating around and trying to be the space creator for this OG team.
Yeah, Ravana back into lane. We'll see where Jarex does decide to head. Top lane, once again, S4 just getting harassed back by Arteezy. Comes in for a crush. S4 being able to get a decent amount of CS, though, in this top lane, regardless of the fact that he went down. 8 last hits at the moment on Slaughter. Jarex, we'll see him head back up on his journeys up towards the top lane. See what Crit's getting up to. Still making the pulls, nearly on his way to that level 3. And Zai, with the movement into the Radiant jungle, almost certainly going to look to just get some deep warding done. Fly is coming over at a similar time and may even actually catch out Zai's movement here. Make sure that Zai doesn't get anything too much down. Yeah, he should have spotted that one out, so Fly is aware of what's going on and will do his best to beat Zai out of his jungle. Again, though, the top lane. Looks like Jarex and S4 tried to go for an aggressive play onto Arteezy, but it's cost S4 life. That's the second time that he's gone down in this off lane.
Doesn't even look like he was that close to dying. He did pop the salve afterwards, but he was more than healthy in that lane. And again, mid lane, Anna being just bullied by Sumail. Push back, he's trying to get to the shrine, can barely make it.
Yeah, thanks to Fly's presence, holding back this Sumail Ember Spirit, playing incredibly aggressively. So getting that shrine down them. Putting themselves into a healthier position, back towards the mid, but hey, look at this. Zai, the Invis rune, see if he can get an opening. Anna coming forward, indeed, Flame Guard, and chains it up, and immediately going for the kill. Anna being brought down low. There will be a rotation coming through from Jarex, and this time Anna will survive. OG, they won't get the kill, but they do manage to stop Sumail and Zai diving in for that kill onto the SF.
It's a big worry. This time around, EG winning all 3 lanes currently. I'd say winning the bottom lane is more just the fact that Universe is level 5 already. He's getting out CS, but considering he's an offlaner, this is an incredible amount of farm and experience to have this early on in the game.
Yeah, mid lane, Anna, 15 for 1, 23 for 8. Not the biggest of differences considering the pressure that Anna has put against him in this mid lane, so still finding something. Jarex is also kind of babysitting around the mid lane as well, just in case any sort of dive comes in. Top lane.
It does feel like the difference is like he's having a rougher time, and OG are being forced to like support him even more. Whereas last game he was kind of slightly ahead on CS, had a lot of denies, and didn't even need the help. But because of those quick early deaths, OG have had to kind of adapt and play very differently this game.
Bottom lane, no-tail, getting the space that he would be happy with now that Universe is backed up for a little bit. Early stage Universe certainly getting a good start. And no-tail, 31 for 15. Top of the last hits at the moment.
It's his blink timing that OG are going to look to play around, likely converge on perhaps top lane, go for a quick kill on the lone druid as soon as he gets that blink. He needs to find some kind of result from a fast blink dagger. He does have level 6 now, so if anyone gets too aggressive in the lane, he can try and punish, try to find a solo kill with his primal split.
Ana was hoping for the rune, but Zai able to snipe it. JerAx moving in aggressively, but Universe will TP across. JerAx should be okay. We'll have a shoot again in a couple of seconds. There's also a wraparound, in fact, coming from Fly and Ana. Maybe looking for a potential to get themselves a kill out of this, but already Zai back behind the tier 1s. So at the end of the day, sort of wasted time here for Ana. I mean, at the same time, Sumail did come over himself, so neither mid lane are getting any CS.
Here.
Can Sumail close this gap? He does have the remnants. He wants to go for this straight in. He is going to get the tearing chains off. Ana will TP out. Universe couldn't quite get in range for the Malefice. At the same time, though, OG actually did get away with a successful kill. Zai came forward in the lane, and immediately N0tail moving forward with Fly and JerAx to take down the Wyvern.
Nice little move. Something kind of mentioned last game, if ideal scenario for N0tail is he pushes this bottom tower before he heads up top, but not easy to do with the Brew. Black Hole going for the solo
straight
kill.
away. I mean, he's caught out too, in fact, because Fly comes too close. So at the end of the day, that Black Hole, it results in picking up 2 kills for EG Universe. Just the aptitude to know to just drop it down.
That's a big kill, getting that getting the Brewmaster when he's close to the Blink Dagger, and also he's just the most farmed hero in the game at that point, or at least on the OG side. Taking him down with that rotation. Fantastic pickup for the EG squad.
And Lane Sumail going in aggressively here with the remnants. He's now in fact out of mana. Ana doesn't quite get the raise off, but with the help of Fly TPing through, they will get the kill, the second raise to hit. And Sumail, this time punished for his aggression.
Yeah, that's the recovery for Ana he's been needing. He gets the last hit as well. Gives him a big chunk of gold, gets him closer to those treads, but still space created for Arteezy, who's free farming the top lane. Also going to punish and take this tower. Whether or not he'll get away with it unscathed is yet to be seen. There is a rotation towards top, but doesn't look like it's going to get there in time.
Yeah, can't quite close the gap here, Fly and JerAx not able to get near enough in time. They will manage to take themselves the bounty room. And we'll see where their sights are set next. Fly and JerAx. Bottom lane, N0tail back on this trek for his Blink Dagger. 2k gold in the bank, so he will have it done almost certainly without any further interruptions. EG, 4 men in the mid lane. Arteezy hiding up on the top, just playing it careful as a potential movement could have come through from the supports, but indeed they backed off on OG. So Arteezy just making the pull, playing it safe.
Dangerous
EG,
rune for Sumail. He's got the haste.
they could certainly do something here. Indeed, with that great rune on the Ember Spirit, complemented by the fact that Zai and Crit are coming around with the wraparound smoke gang. Ana's got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly that. They'd rather find Ana than Fly. They probably know SF is in the jungle, but long way to die for Sumail. He's going
to do it. Yeah, this is Sumail. No holding back. OG is coming in, not in time to save Ana though. That's one out. They will get the magic missile onto Sumail with the split primelings. They are holding him in place, and indeed Sumail, he's going to be chased down by this one. The rock getting thrown through. Remnants across. The rock, of course, still connects, and JerAx is there along with the rest of S4 to finish him off. They're even going to find another one by the looks of it. Crit surrounded by OG. They may have got that Ana kill, but they lose 2 heroes for it. Ooh, Zai only just getting away there. N0tail came in with a blink clap, but it just wasn't quite in time.
That was beautiful micro from N0tail. He
He
split the Wind Panda off to follow the Remnant and also Cyclone support to make sure there wasn't some kind of like lift or some kind of cold embrace to save Sumail. And then he had it there for when the Remnant came through, so he still had vision of Sumail, and he was even there with the Cyclone if needed to chase Sumail down. Very well played.
Trying to dive in here with the bear, looking for N0tail.
He needs to be careful.
It's a big wraparound coming through as well. Clap onto To The Fear. Will now start to send N0tail back incredibly low in the Midnight Pulse. Look at the telekinesis onto Fly. Fly moving forward here with JerAx and S4, trying to chase down Arteezy. He has the bugs on him, but they can't quite close the gap. Artur just turns back around to S4, has the Malefice on him as Universe throws it down. They'll lose the Slardar. Now turning towards Fly. EG pick up a second.
Arteezy should go down to the JerAx side.
They will one more Germinate attack, and JerAx does make sure that at least OG come away with something out of that engagement.
Not too disastrous. They kept Brewmaster alive as well. If he had died there, that's where you look at that like, okay, big win for EG, but still seeing the net worths right now. EG top 3 most farmed heroes in the game, all on their side.
Look at this as well from Fly, quite nifty. Nice little swap, but the good Remnant Dew making it very hard for Fly to have a chance of connecting the magic missile. Sumail still has 1 Remnant left as well, so EG unable to dive it. He's going to be A-OK. Indeed, as you mentioned, as we switch over to the net worth, top 3, as you said, EG at the moment, and it's going to be even more comfortable, that lead, with that tower going down on the bottom lane. More money into the pockets of EG.
OG, they trying to stabilize by grouping up a bit, taking some towers of their own, but EG with the Enigma, Ember Spirit perhaps going to be ready to defend, and Splinter Blast very good for defending their towers as well. It's just Arteezy who probably won't join up with his team.
Look at this here, OG into the pit.
Smart,
Arteezy and stuff.
smart
EG.
decision, I think. This is totally going to catch EG by
Sumail
surprise.
has just picked up the Veil, so they have got a huge amount of damage, but not as huge as OGs. They take down Roshan so quickly with the amount of physical that they have. There'll be a curse drop down onto No-Tail, and No-Tail's out. His team bringing him down. Universe moving forward. The Black Hole gets two, but Fly. He's there with the swap. The fear onto two, sending them back. S4 does get the crush off, but it's not enough to save his team. Out of falling low, and can't quite get the Requiem out. He's down once. There'll be a buyback from Jerax. Arteezy continues to chase down the Venge. Telekinesis 2. Fate Bolt on the back from Crypt. Finishes him off. Anna gets the Requiem off, but he's dead. The root's there onto Jerax. He's caught in place. Timelapse is already used. The sentry's down. Crypt picks up a triple with the Fate Bolt. And EG, they may not have got the Roche or the Aegis, but they absolutely crush OG there in that team fight.
Big punish. Not getting a Brew ulti off is just the end of a team fight instantly for OG. They're entirely reliant on Brewmaster to get a good Blink Clap ulti off to win a fight. And EG able to get the perfect Winter's Curse off.
Never refuse gold given.
In itself was an absolute disaster. The Aegis gets immediately taken out, and EG be very happy with that.
Mid lane, OG.
Time lapse.
Yeah, moving into Crit with that time lapse. He's making them work for it. And in fact, with the stolen magic missile as well, Crit single-handedly holds them off. And he's able to walk it out. Some neat little Rubik play there, keeping himself alive.
EG only gets scarier. They now have the Veil, and they're going to soon have a mech on Universe's Enigma as well. So this five-man kind of group up from EG going to get harder and harder to deal with. Arteezy's got his first item, the Dragonlance, so a lot of right-click damage potential from his hero. And that is a big problem.
Yeah, big momentum being built up here by EG's beginnings. Let's see what OG's plan is going to be there. They are indeed relying, as we said, on a lot to come out from No-Tail in terms of the plays with his Blink Dagger. It's getting harder and harder to do with the items that EG are bringing together.
Quite hard to play Brew against like Rubik and even the Enigma, because you blink in, you can't, definitely you don't go for the clap, but even if you go for the blink instant ulti, Rubik, if you're fast, you get that lift off before the split can even start, so you have to be very careful about your initiations if you're in No-Tail shoes.
S4 has got the blink on his way out as well, so there will be another little bit of surprise potential that OG have to catch EG off guard. We'll just have to wait and see if they actually get the chance to do so. Arteezy playing it safe, hiding back up top, when Arteezy down. Maybe looking to join the rest of his team, or at the least put some pressure on this tier 2 on the bottom lane. It's in a good place, the lane at the moment.
I'm going to take over this Radiant jungle, make sure SF can't farm as much. If he's pushed into the Dire jungle, it's a very vulnerable position to be, so multiple aggressive wards in this Radiant jungle. They've set themselves up to push this tier 2 at bottom.
Jax has found Zai. EG will be moving across it from the Radiant jungle. Take the bug off. Quickly holding on the back. S4's there in with a quick crush. Takes down one. There's chain lock onto Sumail. It's enough as EG lose two. Maybe even more here. Crit trying to juke it out in the tree line, but the micro from Hotel is there as he chases him down, hunts him out. Stolen crush again. Crit trying to make them work for it. It certainly does, but at the end it is all in vain. Jax picks up a double kill. OG this time the ones to come out on top as they take 3, and EG not in position to do anything in return.
Yeah, that blink surprise from Slada really helping out OG. Starting to fall pretty far behind until that fight came. Hotel doesn't have a split here.
Has to be a little careful. Universe has got a black hole and he will use it if needed. And at the end of the day it's not. No-Tail falls down as Zai, Universe, Arteezy giving the chase down.
Kind of just had to let No-Tail go there. Didn't have a split to try and turn it around. With Slada was out of mana, it was not a fight OG could take. But they did get the tier 1 mid going to the Shadow Fiend, so small little edge for Anna, but overall they're probably not too happy about losing a Brewmaster. But it's downtime on the ulti, so this is kind of the farming stage. And this is also the stage where EG, when there's no split, will try and punish and take as many towers as possible. This mid tier 1 tower can't be defended, and possibly even this bottom tier 2, which is very low already, is exactly where EG are going to head.
Absolutely. The line is drawn. EG already have the vision down here, so they know what the situation is.
We don't have the creeps. Weaver pushing up pretty aggressively, just using that swarm to expedite things even. So I think Jarek's recognizing what's coming his way. He's just trying to make sure that he can buy as much time as possible for his team.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And for the time being, OG just looking to build up their resources elsewhere on the map. S4 on Fly.
Might
working
cut off
on
a
the mid
courier
lane.
here. Oh, is he going to be in the right place? I think
Comforting rune of
both
regeneration.
seem to know what's going on
Yeah,
there.
they seem to be aware that Jarek's headed up that way.
Dire's
Yeah,
top
he was
tower
going for
is
the
under
bounty rune
attack.
and ran to that courier. Sumail's boots of travel on Ember Spirit now, so he's got that extreme mobility around the map. And OG, while Brewmaster splits on cooldown, and while they just feel like EG is going to be a much stronger 5-man team, they've got the ranged lone druid, they've got the Enigma with the mech, they're just going to split push it. They take a tier 1 at top, and that it's a tier 1 for a tier 2, but really it's the best OG can get right now, as EG still are pulling a bit further ahead.
And I mean, even though they lose the tier 2, as you said, they get this tier 1, they're also putting pressure on both of the tier 2s
EG's going to
themselves.
pull them back, going to force them back by threatening high ground.
Yeah, for sure, looking at the power of this push. EG now ready to go in hard on the high ground of OG. They're taking a bit of a beating as Anna wants to scare it off with Fly and S4 looking for any sort of potential jump. You know, S4 will go if he sees an opening.
Doesn't have a good
Dire's
position there
middle
with
tower
EG
is under
holding
attack.
that high ground, so they back off and immediately smoke. Their lanes are pushed out pretty well in both top and mid, so this is a really nice time to smoke.
Yeah, this could be quite a huge wraparound from OG. It could catch EG off guard.
I don't know if they want Anne in the front lines.
Yeah.
Sumail invis.
Yeah.
Even if he's not invis there, they assume when your smoke pops and you're on the low ground and you know they've got that high ground advantage, you just have to back off. So looks like OG gonna fall back. They plan a ward perhaps in front of EG's eyesight, so that may get dewarded, but good job by OG just pulling EG back without overcommitting too much, and they're gonna just once again shove out top lane, try keep mid lane pushed out, and EG, they want a 5-man, they want to try and force some group up fights. They've even got the Guardian Greaves now, which can help with the minus armor coming out once heroes get low. But OG are kind of playing the split push.
And EG moving into position to defend this here if OG do push on forward.
Tough tower to defend with OG having the vision advantage already. Sumail could get quickly burst down by a Blink Crush if he's not careful.
See what EG's plan is. They are with everyone bar Universe at the moment. Universe with that completed Greaves. Has got TP scroll as well if he needs to there in a jiffy. And halfway towards the Blink Dagger. Next on Universe's shopping list. Jarek's of course going straight for the Weaver Aghanims this game. Notel looks like he's building up the Vlad, so it's going to be the Aura carrier for the team. Which means a lot is kind of on Anna's shoulders to become the strong carry that they need. He's got the Shadow Blade picked up.
I mean, considering his start, dying a couple times, getting roamed on constantly by the EG supports, he's now top of the net worth chart.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Fantastically,
I mean, this is something that we do see from Anna in a lot of these games. You know, a lot of the times when he does suffer mid, by all means, this kind of mid-game, he's able to bring it back, get into the farming patterns that he needs to be in. As you said, just on par with Arteezy's Lone Druid at the moment in terms of value.
He's an incredible mid to late game player. That's really where he shines, and EG haven't been able to shut him down this game or in game 1 with the Alchemist, so they're trying to make a move and get aggressive again. This is their peak, really. This is at least one of their peaks with the mech and the Veil. They want to fight.
Let's see what they can go for here. Sumail with the jump in, hits the rear onto one, but S4's there with the 3-man crush. Fly with a follow magic missile, they'll take down Zai. And OG, they're looking to chase for more. Rulings from Notel gets the stun onto Sumail. S4 looks for another crush, but Sumail dupes it off with the Sleight of Fist. They'll take down the Slardar in return. On the back lines, Universe, he goes for the black hole. He is going to fall, but it will enable Sumail to pick up a kill onto another. As Anna's taken down as well. OG aren't done yet though. Notel blinking in with the clap. Sumail's low, he just can't get himself away. Jerax chases him down with the bugs. They've found 3. It's a 3-on-3 trade at the moment. Jerax, can he get himself out? No, he can't. With the fear and the stolen raise, Crit bursts him down. It ends up being a favorable trade for EG. 4 for 3. But it is a very close one.
Yeah, really close fight. Good use of the Brewmaster split again to take the Enigma out of the fight. He was cycloned up for the majority of that initial fight where OG, when they had the split going, they were doing fine. As soon as that split's end, that's where the fight quickly swung back EG's way. It was very hard to deal with him. A great Savage Roar at the end there by Arteezy to make sure that the Weaver did not get another Shikuchi off. Perfectly timed. And as a result, EG there, they come out on top. Arteezy doing a lot of damage there. His build makes him perhaps almost a top target in these fights. The problem is that both Arteezy and Sumail both dish out a huge amount of damage, and it feels like OG can focus one, but perhaps not the other. The Savage Roar helps protect Arteezy. They've got the Guardian Greaves as well, the Cold Embrace. They've got good defensive tools. And OG needs to be careful about how they approach these fights. They didn't get the best Requiem off with Ana. He maybe needs to try to get on top of them and synergize with the slider crush, but EG were just very good on the defensive.
OG now to get offensive, moving into the jungle. Sumail reaching up Jerax. RTZ coming in as well. Will send him back with the fear. Notel tries to finish off Zai. The God Embrace is there in time, and now the turnaround. They'll go for the lift. Fly with the swap to save Notel. S4 came in with the crush as well, but the root onto 2. S4, he's out. And OG, they're going to be losing more as Fly's chased down as well. A second death. OG getting punished for their aggressive play as they chase down EG into EG's own jungle.
Very deep. You're right by a tier 2 tower. I think OG felt okay with it just because they had a good vision around the area. The observer ward there sees a lot, but they didn't have the split just yet. It was about 5 seconds away, and Venge had to just swap just to save Notel.
And they're not done yet with this high ground observer ward. They see Notel, swap him back into their grasp. EG picking up a third off the back of that. Roshan is up, and that could very well enable them to have the opening to go in and finish it. A lot of damage is there on Artur. OG, can they contest it? That's the question.
If they get there fast with a buyback on Brewmaster, I'd say they definitely can, but a buyback on Brewmaster is very costly at this stage of the game, especially considering Notel is not all that farmed.
They know the state of it. They want to go by the looks of it. Sumail does have an invis going that allows them to catch off Ana at the start of it. Immediately going in with the telekinesis. There'll be a Fly swap, getting Ana out of harm's way. Fly has to give his life for the cause, though. He saves Ana, but he loses his own life. EG now moving back into the pit.
They've got Brewmaster. They're going to shrine up and look to contest this one.
Can they do it here? OG with the perfect jump in. EG are bringing Roshan down low. The bugs are still out, so OG know the situation. They're trying to look for the long wraparound from the side. Can they time the jump perfectly?
Back up.
Universe has got a black hole, so OG have to be careful. Sumail jumping in with the sleight of fist. Indeed it is. EG will claim Roshan. RTZ picks up the Aegis. Let's see if OG can find any kills off the back of it, though. They will be able to take down the bear. Instantly resummon. Get towards Universe.
Be careful.
Yeah, indeed, he's getting focused here by Artur and Sumail. He'll look to try and go for the ultimate, but immediately the Savage Roar is there to cancel it. Chris there with the wraparound, lifting up the Shadow Fiend. Anna tries to turn and fight, but a quick sleight of fist from Sumail finishes off the Shadow Fiend. So EG securing Roshan, an Aegis, and a Shadow Fiend kill at the end of it all.
Yeah, just too much kind of one by one. There's always one hero missing from OG. Like if they have the Venge there and he didn't have to earlier swap save the SF, it could be very different. They just didn't have the vision control around the area. EG have observer wards, sentries, multiple observer wards in fact, and that area was just so well contained that was such a safe Roshan for getting. Unless OG made a perfectly timed initiation of the Roshan pit as it was low, they'd have to have done so blind. It was a very just like easy Rosh for EG, and now they're ready to press forward. This long range sniper lone druid is so hard to deal with, so hard to get close with him. With a Mjolnir, his damage output really starting to amp up.
And EG need to do some damage up to the high ground tier 3s. Fortification will come out from OG.
Look at his attack range, it's just absurd. He sits so far back, the bear gives him the vision he needs as well to hit this.
Talking about the bear, will fall here.
The hero isn't about the bear so much anymore. Perhaps when sieging it still does some decent damage, but it is not easy for OG to fight into EG anymore.
Is using the space given up on the map to get some farm out from the top lane, and
he's got his axe.
He has got it. 25 minutes in, considering all things said and done. It's a fast time for this support roaming Weaver.
Still Notel who's really suffered as a result of how this game's developed. He's been forced to play that space creating role and really help the SF get farm, but it's really come at the cost of his own farm. Still no Vlad's bottom 3 in overall net worth. Hasn't played poorly by any means. It's just been a tough game, and the way things have felt for the OG side. Well, D-Ward's some of this dire vision, but still a lot more needed.
What do you think about this decision from Ana to get the fully fledged Silver Edge early on this game?
Looking at what he's up against, no amazing things to break. It's a bit more just for the stats, the lower cooldown as well, but realistically I think it was just one of those things where it's like there didn't seem to be an obvious item he needed. I think BKB is really important against all of these heroes. Yeah, there's a black hole to go through, the Tangle theoretically goes through, but there's a large amount of magic damage, and the Ember Spirit alone is like should make you want to get a BKB. But he's going for more like raw stats type approach.
OG grouping up around the tower. They do, yeah, they've got a smoke on flight.
We'll have to see what the Weaver can do with this time lapse. This is that's the big spell for them as far as being able to salvage these team fights. They've now got time lapse as well as the swap save, in fact. So a couple very good saving tools. And their physical damage is definitely not to be forgotten when you've got Slardar with the SF, 2 minus armor heroes, the Vlads to amplify physical damage. You have the Greaves, I mean Ember's Veil and Blade. He's even gone into the Blade now, so he's really prioritizing getting as much armor as possible.
And as you mentioned, you absolutely need it against this lineup of OG. Hurricane Pipe finished on RTZ, now on top of the Dragon Lance, so he's going to be even more slippery in these fights. Unless OG can get a good jump in on the back line. Already smoking up out of the base. Ana will reveal himself, looking to farm and clear up the mid lanes. They'll be doing this movement without the SF.
I like the decision to do that, though. It makes it a bit less obvious. Ana can rotate up there very quickly with the Silver Edge. He's going to head up there now, and perhaps EG won't expect OG to be on top of them this fast. S4's ready to go with the Blink Rush. But with an Aegis, Arteezy is not the ideal target to initiate on.
And EG know that, putting him at the front lines here. Making OG seriously question how they go for it. S4 does see the opening, jumps in onto the back line, finds Crit, immediately those eyes there with the Cold Embrace, keeping Crit alive. He's able to get himself out as well, immediately removing himself from the fight. A Winter's Curse onto S4, bring him down low, Fly will swap him back, making sure the last few hits from the team don't come through. So he does manage to save his teammate.
OG need to get the hell out of this one. They've killed nothing and everyone on Aegis full HP.
Yeah, and out comes the end of the Primal Split there. No Tail caught as he was very, very deep.
Oh, it's stolen by Rubik too. Crit gets his hand on a big, big spell for this upcoming push.
40 seconds without the Brewmaster as well.
EG have everything. They still have a lot of their ultimates. Just the Winter's Curse being used. They lose the Aegis though. But even so, defending right now looks very difficult for OG.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge push here. Crit actually already blinking him forward here with the telekinesis into the Primal Split, setting up onto Ana, who thought he was safe deep behind the tier 3, but Crit just jumping forward, using the ult immediately. Beautiful play, and that will secure EG this top lane of Rax. No doubt about that.
Will they be able to go for more? It doesn't look like they're going to go to anything else immediately, but it's so hard for OG to engage. There's that constant threat of a black hole, and you don't need to actually use black hole for the spell to be effective when OG just can't group up. If they all 5-man go on someone like a Lone Druid, that's setting up Universe for that 5-man black hole. So very hard to engage, and EG looking for that second lane now with no SF.
Jumps in, immediately S4 there with the response, but Crit with the response to the response. Universe just straight up using the black hole, but there's the Axe time lapse. Takes S4 out of it. He'll be fine, and EG actually having to back up now. OG can't quite punish it though. EG too speedy there with their removal of from the cells of the fight. And we'll just back up and keep it cool after that bit of a hasty play towards the mid lane.
Everyone's stacked with gold. Everyone on the EG side after
Yeah,
playing Arax is like 2 to 3k gold on every hero, so this is where you start like picking up a couple more items. Lone Druid's about to die BKB, it looks like. Sumail has a Shiva's Guard queued up, and again, all you have to do is stay alive to dish out damage. No one's got BKBs on this Radiant side yet, so Shiva's Guard armor is the solution. It's all in on the physical damage at this point for OG.
On top of the Ags, Weaver. Jarrett's with the Solar Crest as well. So even amplifying even more the potential of OG's lineup once they get a lockdown onto a hero of EG, but as we've seen in the last few fights, it's proven very hard to do so.
Yeah, I mean, Jerix's farm is fantastic and all that, but he's playing a utility. If he'd gone into, I'm not saying he necessarily should have gone into more core items, it's the fact that he's the second most farmed hero on his team, but he's playing a support type role. Ags, Solar Crest, Weaver is not the kind of hero you want to have as the second most farm. You'd rather that, I mean, even Slardar having a BKB, but more ideally it's the Brewmaster as well getting farmed. So OG's farm distribution is just not where they'd like to see it right now.
Universe working towards the Lincoln Sphere. It's going to make it that little bit harder for Fly to be able to cancel those big black holes with the Vengeful Spirit play.
Yeah. At that point, he can go in as soon as he sees, because Slaughter's starting the fights with a Blink Crush, and it means he can counter-initiate, and it's typically the vent swap being held onto to counter a black hole. And once that crush is, well, at that point you may even have to hold the crush just to stop a black hole, but he's the initiator. You can't just be holding onto a crush while your opponents push high ground. S4 has to be going in to slow things down and set things up for his team.
Alright, EG. All the tier 2's taken. They'll move now over to the shrines. RTZ, 18,500 net worth. A clear 4,000 ahead of that of Anna's. And a fair bit ahead of No-Tail this game. No-Tail with nearly just under half of the, well, quite a bit under half the net worth of what RTZ has. As you mentioned earlier, No-Tail, it is this kind of choice to play this hero, the Brewmaster. You're going to suffer. If you aren't finding the momentum early on, he's just not a hero that farms gods.
Sneaky little courier find from Jarex. He's just farming the enemy jungle, taking their bounty runes, and suddenly finds a courier waiting at that secret shop, so slow down some of these item pickups. Looks like that would have been, yeah, the ultimate, I mean, Universe can still get it. He has his items in his stash, but the Shivers recipe for Ember was on that courier, so won't be able to pick that up for a couple of minutes.
I guess the good news though for EG really with this sort of pace, they don't mind waiting a couple of minutes. It certainly doesn't feel like EG are under pressure to do anything
waiting for Roche,
soon.
you know, that's going to be the big claim for them, something which they fought very well around. They haven't got the vision around the pit just yet. That's probably on their mind, like, all right, let's get ready to use our smoke. Roche will be respawning soon, get some wards up around that pit, and set ourselves up to take game number 2 and even up the series.
OG, understandably playing very scared at the moment as they're kind of just grouped up near to their high ground. And I know that any time that they come out, they are susceptible to being jumped on by EG. Looks like they did spot out EG kind of coming up and down these stairs here though, so one of the reasons why they are now coming out again out across the map. And yeah, it's this farm project. It seems that they feel as well, with No-Tail in the position he's in, you've got to now look to Jarex to farm. You give Jarex the lane, No-Tail, he's just a remainder of this. He has his ult, he has his initiation, but a Weaver potentially is going to be able to do a lot more if he gets the farm.
Yeah, the nice thing with the Weaver is he can actually safely farm the other side of the map. He can split push better, he doesn't get ganked as easily, so...
Immediately the opening a scene from EG. The damage to through S4 comes in with the crush, but RTZ gets the blink off in time. Now, Artur actually taking a fair bit of damage there with the amplify and the right clicks of the SF. Back on the back lines though. The jump ins there onto S4. That's one out. Anna goes for the ultimate here, but Universe, he survives. Walks out, goes back in, but immediately cancelled there. The black hole taken down by Fly with the swap. Universe trying to run, trying to hide. He's not going to make it. OG will bring down the Enigma. Jump across from Samael, remnanting away. Holds on to No-Tail and S4 there with the chains. It's easy looking towards Jarex, but Anna actually picked up a double kill. He took down Zai. OG aren't done yet. S4 jumping forward with the crush onto RTZ. Crit, what can he do? He's stolen the amplify, but he's losing teammates fast. There's 3 dead. At the same time, Samael came in on the back lines and he's taken down 3. Crit, still alive. Looking to play his way around Fly. He will steal the time lapse, but he doesn't get the chance to get it off. Fly and Jarex finish off Crit in time. Samael gets out. But that fight, a bit of a mess really from both sides. We saw kind of on the back and the front at the same time. The back line is getting picked off by both Samael and what seemed like Anna respectively. And Samael, he's not done yet. He finds Fly out and will pick up another one to add to his tally this fight.
Shadowfiend did 6,500 damage that fight. The Requiem really came up big and Samael couldn't really be dealt with too well, but Anna finding those kills helps him out a huge amount. He's suddenly looking a bit more potent here in the late game with the Manta, the Silver Edge, and give him another big item. Suddenly he's not so easy to deal with, and Jarex is rich as well. He didn't die that fight. He's got 4.2k gold, level 21. He really can go into, I think he needs to go into some kind of big core item at this point.
For sure.
Get some damage going.
He's going to go for the Lincoln Sphere.
That's fine. It's a item that helps him transition to a core, but also helps his team out a bit. And then after this, I'd love to see a damage item though.
Yeah, we can see a bit of a wobble there on the graph because of that last fight. Still certainly EG with the lead.
Yeah, and they're going to get a Roshan now. This is too hard to stop this when you've got to push out this top lane. Even the mid lane with the raid tracks missing is needing some attention, so OG have to attend to their lanes. They can't stop Roche, and this one is Aegis and Cheese, which means the next fight is going to be very hard to take.
Soldier's fortune.
This is where Arteezy was able to help push and take that first top lane of Rax, was off of an Aegis, and with another Aegis, does feel like this is do or die for OG. They've got to come up with some miraculous team fight to win this game.
It's easy. Point Blizzard's still queued up, so almost certainly looking for the Skadi as his next purchase. And if he keeps at the rate of farm that he's had, he's going to have it very shortly on his hands. They're sitting at the top 22,500 on this lone druid. It's ridiculous amounts of farm speed. Pretty much comparable to even the old school lone druid with the Midases and the Radiances. It just goes to show how strong this new version of building this lone druid is. You're at 36 minutes in. Skadi, full out Mjolnir, BKB and Hurricane Pike complete.
Big problem, and he's going to be right-clicking around this tier 3 tower bottom lane. OG need to assemble as soon as possible. If they lose this bottom lane, it's effectively all over.
There we have it. Arteezy preparing to go in. What's OG's solution? Immediately popping the fortification. They need to stop this somehow. Anna starting to move forward, turns towards the bear. Will need to bring it down, but as you mentioned, Arteezy doesn't care for the bear. Having the Winter's Curse onto Fly, immediately down, but the time lapse in there, but then Universe in with a black hole, catches out 3, they've lost 2, they've lost 3, Universe with a triple kill. There'll be a buyback immediately from Anna, but EG going in hard though, Universe's initiation, and now they're just taking down No-Tail through the ultimate. The damage coming out from Artur, sending this Brewmaster back to the base, and for a long time as well. They'll kill him. No-Tail's out. 50 seconds. Will buy back to mail in onto Anna. Slider Fist as well. Anna, can he get his way out of this? He's trying to channel up the ultimate, but he can't do it. He's down. GG is called. And EG there, pretty much sealing game 2 with Universe's brilliant Black Hole.
Some very well-played team fights. That first fight around the Roshan pit for EG with the Winter's Curse, they never really felt like they were being threatened by the Brewmaster. They were always able to either kill him before the ulti